Hello. The purpose of this video is to explain and discuss how to create preliminary sections on a 24 by 36 title block. So we already just finished our elevations and we have 4 elevations here and ready to make now our sections. Because we already have a sheet for our elevation, we can just copy this and right click on layout over here, right click, and then we're going to move or copy. And we're going to move and create a copy to the end. And we'll click OK. And here is your copy. You can rename this. Okay. Renaming this one, we're going to put in elevation dash section. And the reason why we named it elevation and section when you click on this one is we are going to try to squeeze in our 2 sections. So if you go to your model space, you have 2 sections, which is the cross section and the longitudinal section over here. So to do that, we are going to simply squeeze in these numbers. By the way, I modified my sheet number to be proper. This one is a longer method and there's a little more coordination because after you've done your sheet, you have to come back and change all of these sheet numbers. This might be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This might be a number. So there's a lot more things to change, but it's just the proper way to do it. So we're just gonna go with that one. These are my scratch files, and so let's try to squeeze this in. To squeeze this in, we are going to turn on our viewport, and we're going to bring down this viewport closer down here. Oop, closer down here. There you go. So it cuts the grids, and then we're going to bring these grids or bubbles down to touch that viewport. Okay. Let's also cut this viewport here, and we're going to move this whole thing higher. Okay. And we're going to move also this thing a little bit higher, right? And we're going to do the same thing for this. I'm going to move that somewhere here. And then we're going to move the circles or the bubbles from, and then perpendicular. There you go. And then we're going to move. I think that's fairly close. This distance. We're going to move these two together. Okay. And then open up a new viewport down here below. So we're going to copy this viewport down here. Okay. And then we're going to enter that viewport and we're going to pan for a cross section. Double click outside. We're going to do a regen all. And then simply copy down these grids. So let's inspect first our viewport. Looks like we can still pull that down a little bit. Change this so that we can do a free float. There you go. And then copy your bubbles to a quadrant to perpendicular. Okay, there you go. And simply move that into place. Move this whole viewport So this edge of the building lines up with this edge of the building. Oh, just barely. Okay, that was just barely. Okay, and then it looks like I need more space here in the bottom, so we're going to move this a little bit higher. There we go, and then simply copy this from the bottom to perpendicular here. There you go. Looks like I can still, it's too close. I'm going to move this and then lower it some more. And then change this to 5 and change this to section 8. There you go. Okay. So a lot of architects try to squeeze in as much as they can in one sheet. It does save money for their firm because more sheets means more printing and more hours spent on a sheet setting it up. So yeah, so if you can squeeze your elevation section in one sheet, that's even better. Okay, so I'll leave you to arrange this and squeeze the other section down here by yourself. Okay. Okay, we managed to squeeze in 6 drawings here, all the elevations, all 4 of them, and in 2 sections, section A and section B. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to turn off now the viewports over here. So we're going to just simply turn them off and then make sure that we also have the same data markers on them. So we're going to do a copy and select the data markers. Let's just use this, because I know that this one is a block. And so we're going to do a perpendicular on here. Okay. And then these are too short, so we're going to double click and do a stretch. So I can stretch them from here to all the way here. So don't click, just simply have AutoCAD remember them. Oh, no, they're messed up. Okay, so anyway, we're going to do a stretch. From here, we're going to stretch them all the way here. Okay, and then same thing over here. We're going to, let's just copy this, the one on top. Oh, let's just copy the block. There you go. And then we are going to copy the endpoint here up to wherever the endpoint of this block is. Okay, there you go. Oh, forgot. There you go. Click. And then again, it's a little short, so double click. Looks like it's locked, so stretch. And we'll stretch that and put that closer to the data markers. Is it a center line tab? You can see, yeah, it is center, but again, it's too short, so it doesn't give us the correct line type. If I extend some more, here, you can see it now. It's not, it didn't line up correctly. I wonder why. So this one lines up correctly, but this one is not. So we're going to simply move this. That's lined up, that's lined up. There may be some problems with this drawing. Let me see. Yeah, there is a problem with that drawing. Let's see the distance. This one to that one is 1311. So it's 1 inch short. We're going to pull this down 1 inch. Now it's lined up. So let's save that. Go back to this one. We'll see now it's correct now. And why is this now? That mean oh, everything is messed up. Okay. Hmm. Now I have to double check my drawing. I have to check whether I did it correctly or not. So you see my distance here, distance here to here. That's 1311. Ah, so it's 1 inch off. So it is 1 inch off. Okay, so we now have to make sure that this one is lower by 1 inch. Oh, this one is not level. I got it. So let me just put this here and wonder why it went like that. This one too. Well, things to fix here. So yeah, you're gonna find yourself making these adjustments not because it was wrong, but when you're trying to hurry up something, you might have drawn them incorrectly. That one again is wrong. And this last piece, well, looks like it's correct. Okay, you see the distance here, 1311. Where did the mistake happen then? Over there. Let's see. This one's lower. Yep. So you need to pull this down a little bit, stretch, stretch, and we're gonna stretch this up, stretch, pull this down by 1 inch. There you go. Now it's lined up. I want to stretch this too all the way so I can get it just so we can just line up. There you go. Okay, I think everything's okay now. So I click save. Unfortunately, I have to move all of this because they're now lower by an inch. So move that from here perpendicular to here. There you go. Not a big mistake. Move this. This one is level already. I know. No. We're gonna move that too. This one, no. It's just this one that's level. Okay, there you go. So we just happen to squeeze in, and then we only use datum markers to indicate the change in the floor. Now we're going to put in dimensions for the sections and any vertical item in your elevation. Okay? Before we forget, this is no longer just elevation, so we're going to try to squeeze or add a sheet title of section over here. Type in sections. Okay, and let's just change the justification to left. Then move that to somewhere over here. All right. Okay, and then save your file. Now, for sections, landings are a change in floor level. So this one will also have to have a change in elevation, just like we did on the floor. So we're gonna do that. You can see I'm working on paper space and I just double clicking the model space over here. Okay. Now, this one is on the left side. So when we do and double click and copy this, oh, and we do double click and copy, we're going to have the elevation shown like this, which is okay. We just can see the line. So this is when it's better to use a different datum plane or data marker. This one is already exploded, so we're just going to copy this top one and then move that about from here to there, and then move this or mirror this and move this over here. We need to probably extend that. Okay, and then this is 13 steps at 7 inches. So what is 13 steps at 7 inches? So 13 times 7 would give us 91. Okay, and 91 inches uh, divided by 12 is 7. So 7 and what is 0.583 times 12? 0.5 times 12, 7. So it looks like it's 7 foot and 7 inches. So going back to AutoCAD, this is going to be 7 feet and 7 inches finished floor. Okay, there you go. And then now we're going to put in some dimensions. Okay, so I hope that you remember how to do your dimensions. So there's a dimension style, okay, that we can use. So if we do dim and then type in style or dim style, standard, we'll be using arrows, and let's click modify. Looks like, and then text is using standard text style, left, right, everything's okay. Angles like so. This one we need to, well, we don't have this one yet, but we don't want something like this. We want text to be centered, yeah, and over the extension line 1, and we want that to be aligned with the dimension line on over centered. No, we want it over extension line, not extension line. We want it above. There you go. We want it above. Okay, so we're changing the dim style, and looks like okay. Symbols, arrows, arrow sizes. Let's see, brick size. We want arrow sizes to be also be 1/8. Okay. I think we can adjust later. We just click OK here. Click OK, and then let's put a dimension here. If it will become 7 foot 7 inches. So get dimension from here, here, and in there. And then it's 91, so we need to change the units. Click this, and then change our units to inches. Text, horizontal, center, style, fit, primary units, scale, no, that's okay. Decimal units, we want that to be architectural. There you go, 7 arrows. If your arrows are small, then you can change it also. If you want it bigger, click on that one. Then arrow is 1/8, and you can make it bigger. Okay. Oh, we made it smaller. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's yeah, it's fine. Me. Okay. So we're just verifying that we don't put those dimensions there anymore because we already have this floor, change in floor markers. Okay. Oh, this one's supposed to say AFF, above finished floor. There you go. Okay. Maybe stretch this a little bit. There you go. Now this dimension should not be dimensioning this one. It could dimension ceilings. And looks like it's dimensioning something 12 feet and 3/4. So we're going to just simply adjust that 12 foot 2 and 3/4. We can override this and adjust that to 12 foot, 12 foot 2 inch, and then do a plus or minus sign. Can't plus minus in AutoCAD. Can't remember the ASCII code, how to insert the plus or minus. It's supposed to be a number. Alt Alt code, plus or minus percent P. So let's try a percent P if it would work. Uh, Put it here in front. Percent P. There you go. And then that means it's plus or minus 12 at 2 inches, or you could put a 3/4. So that's fine. Okay. Um, Sometimes you want dimensions to appear somewhere outside, not there. Bring bring this outside too, not outside, but just a little bit inside, and this one too. There you go. Okay. And same thing over here. We're just gonna copy, put that here, and match the ceiling. All right. Um, Sometimes you may also want to put here dimensions of the railings to show that they're ADA compliant, and you wanted to just match property with this one and that one. Okay, so 3'4" is the correct dimension, but because it's too big, it's putting it outside. So we'll just leave it there for now. Can't do nothing about that one unless we change it to inches. We can 36 plus 4. You can always put in 40 inches and delete that first one. And then now that it's in just plain inches, we just put it inside. All right, so you can do it that way too. Um, Same thing over here. We want our floor to ceiling dimension correctly. Let's do this and then perpendicular to this one here. There we go. And then there's also a elevation here, so we just want to copy this and put that over here, and then enter, and then draw a line from top to here, like that. Okay, and then match property with the other floor floor lines. Okay, and you also want to do the same thing here. So go outside, copy this dimension, copy it over here, and then we'll just switch the extension lines to point here and here. And that's not 40 inches anymore. Um, 3 feet. All right. Parapet lines also, you want to do that. So you want to put dimensions from here to there and then line them up here and then simply match property with this one and this one. Okay. And then double click that and put in 30 inches. Delete that. And then move that dimension inwards. Oh, I lost that. Here you go. It's two. We'll leave that. We'll leave that for now. Okay. Because I blocked the dimension. Yeah. So that's what we want to put it dimensions. Um, we don't want to put dimensions here because then you're defining the structure based on an elevation. So you don't want to do that. You may want to also do this. So you can put another dimension from the railing to the floor. And then bring it outside here. And then just like we did on the other dimensions, we're going to simply match them together and double click and type in delete first and type in 40 inches. And then we can bring that dimension inside and then expand that or adjust that later. Okay, that's the railing. Sometimes it's not good to do this when it's too far away from what you're trying to dimension. So in this case, we're going to do an exception and bring that inside here. Okay. This one you wanted to dimension the overhang over the door. So again, we're going to click that, click the floor, click the bottom, and then bring that outside and then match property with whatever dimensions you're using. And then, whoop, 858. Let's type in that dimension. There you go. So it's about 8'11". Okay, so double click, delete, and put in 8 feet 11 inches. Oh, too close. We're gonna move that a little bit some more. There you go. This one too. We want the structure to define that height. We don't want architectural to define that height. We do want to define the height of this. Okay, so um, but let's just try to define the height on the detail later on. So change my mind. Let's do that. Okay. This one here is the same as a parapet, it's 30 inches. So let's define this height over here. That one to this, and that's going to be, let's just use this. So it's, okay, overrode that. And then double click that, delete that, and type in 40 inches. And then bring back that one. Okay. What else? I think that's it. We already have a dimension here on this one. You can put dimension again on here. I'm getting a different line type scale here, so we're gonna match property. Try to find a match property. We don't know. We want to do a manual adjustment on that one. Delete 8 feet, 8 feet and 11 inches. There you go. All right. So um, we will do a window schedule, so we don't need to dimension that. I think that's it. So this is going to be um, a PDF that you're going to turn in. If you can squeeze the elevation section 1 feet, that's fine. If you can't, then you have to submit 2 sheets. But that's going to be um, your assignment together with the elevation. Okay. Okay. It just occurred to me that you might not like this kind of dimensions, or your office where you work for might not have this kind of dimensions. So I will open up what kind of dimension style you want. So if I type in dim style and modify that, uh, a lot of architects don't use a closed filled arrow. Instead, they use a architectural tick mark. Okay. For the leader, yeah, it's closed filled. Sometimes they use an open one, but closed filled is the most typical. And then let's put in a fit. So if there isn't enough room to place both text and arrows inside text line, the first thing to move outside the extension line is either the text or the arrow. Well, we want either the text or the arrow best fit. When text is not in default position, place it over the dimension line with a leader. So we want that. Uh, use overscale. That's it. And then click OK. There you go. So that's the kind of dimension sometimes that a lot of architects use. Let's look at this one here. If this doesn't fit, you can pull this out, and if you pull it out, uh, we sometimes add an arc here to indicate that this dimension is for this dimension over here. Okay, and then with a, well, let's do a P line. Oh no, we just do, and then we have something like this. There you go. That tells it, hey, this is the 30 inches that I'm talking about. Okay. We don't need to do it here. We don't need to do it here. It fits. We don't need to do it here. It fits in. But yeah. So if you wanted to change to a different dimension, you can do that too. If you wanted to change your font style and dimension, that's fine too. You may find that this dimension does not fit this, or it's too big. Okay, and the text size here, text size is not the same as 23,128. Okay, so if you go dim style and modify that, if you go to text, I thought we changed this, but we didn't. We changed the arrow size. So we want this to be 1/8 inch, and then click OK, so that all dimensions will change into 1/8. There you go. Now it fits better. 40 inch. Actually, I think the 30 inch will not fit here, but let's just leave that like that. Okay, 3 feet. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So for your next assignment, elevations and sections with with dimensions, elevation sections with datum plane, datum markers, drawing titles numbered correctly. You don't need to put the scale if you don't want to, and then the drawing information, including the project title and all these other things in your title block. All right.